Okay, it opens. It's a bedroom. There's a standalone mirror next to a closet. Suddenly a woman in olden dress, Cassandra Carver, comes leaping out of the mirror, looks around and falls unconscious. Hours pass, and a young woman, Jamaica Jones, walks in and gets surprised by this young woman unconscious on her floor. So she calls in her sorority sisters. Where am I? You're in the Oobla Dee Oobla Da sorority. Where did you get those clothes? What year is it? 2020. Do you know anything about vibrational science and what the uninitiated call witchcraft in this century? No. Well, let me start at the beginning. I was a young witch back in Salem Village. Back in my day, if you held the right vibration, and if invited to do so by the Council of Witches, on your 18th birthday you were invited to begin practicing to be a witch. But you were not allowed to cast your own spells until your 21st birthday. Well, I wasn't prepared to wait that long. So on a clear night with a full moon, when I should have been watching my elders on Moon Rock and learning the ways of the witches who had preceded us down through time, I was instead alone upon a different hill, where I placed the moonstones and said the words, and then lit a fire under the kettle. I took a rose in full bloom with its stem and thorns, and pricked my thumb with the thorn, threw both the rose and a drop of my own blood into the pot, and began chanting. Then the trees of the forest and the trees of the woods asked me what I wanted, and I said, I want to age 1 week for every 100 years. And then the next thing I knew, I fell out of this mirror, and it was 100 years to the day since I had first cast that spell. And I spent a week trying to escape Salem, get away from this mirror, but always end right back up in front of it. This mirror. My prison, my home. And since then, every 100 years, I get to spend 1 week in Salem, trying to break this spell. And escape Salem? Why escape it? This is your week. You should enjoy it. You should embrace it. What? Yes. Listen, life's too short. I will tell everyone that you are an Oobla Dee Oobla Da sorority sister from another college who has come to visit me, and we can have fun. But you have to watch out for Samantha. She's my arch enemy among my sisters here. Don't trust her, especially with any information about me. Okay, said Cassandra. Then Cassandra whispered something, and then said, where is that? It jumps. And then said to Jamaica, now whenever Samantha is around you, she will be a tripping magnet. Believe me, she will start to avoid you. Cool, said Jamaica. Downstairs, Samantha tripped over a rug and ended up lying on top of Cassandra, and they both felt something. The rest of the night, Cassandra found herself most smitten with Samantha, the enemy of her friend. Jamaica had been so nice to her, but Samantha... So, are you a witch? The sisters all wanted to know. Well, I started out to be one, but I didn't really get that far at all. At first you learn from the older witches, but you don't really start learning until you get accepted by the Moon Rocks. Then it's just the more time you spend with the Moon Rocks, the more powerful a witch you become. I'm not sure how it happens, but you just start to know how to do things. Like what? Well, if you have a broom made out of hay, I can show you how to turn it into a sonic broom. It will respond to notes, to whistles. Tully, a girl in a wheelchair, backs up and by mistake bumps a mirror, revealing a secret compartment. A letter written by Anna Brewster, a young woman who had walked the path to become a witch with Cassandra. The Witch Council says there is nothing they can do to help you until you reach your 21st birthday. When that happens, you must stand on top of a hill surrounded by moonstones, say the chant, and add, "Now 21, let this journey be done. Please free me from the spell and let me stay in this time into which I fell." Cassandra, until you reach your 21st birthday, the spell cannot be broken, and you will remain living for 1 week out of every 100 years, unless you find someone willing to take your place. And if you do, this is the incantation the two of you must say in the twilight hour of the 7th day. Blah, 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 blah. Wow, so now they had, now Cassandra knew there was hope. That evening, Tully, the girl in the wheelchair, came into Jamaica's room and up to Cassandra and said, "Cassandra, you don't know what your disease is, but in today's world it's incurable. But maybe in 100 years it will be curable, and I will be able to have a life. What I have now is not a life, it's survival, and I turned 21 in a week, so it's only 100 years, and I have a chance at a life, a real life. Believe me, you'd be doing me a favor, and if there is no cure, I will take another couple of jumps until there is one, and then I will do what this paper says and stop and jump out of the cycle and have a life. You'd do that for me, Tully? Thank you." So in the twilight hour of the 7th day, after a week of great fun and enjoyment, Tully took Cassandra's place, and Cassandra was free to live her life with Samantha, with her best friend Jamaica, and with the sisters of the Oobla-Da sorority. Oh, what adventures she had planned. Good luck, Tully, and thank you. Thank you, said Tully. All of the sisters understood why Tully did it, because it offered her a chance at a life, a chance to be cured. Almost as soon as Tully disappeared into the mirror, she reappeared, only this time in a souped-up flying wheelchair. "Tully!" they all screamed. "What happened?" "It's all so wonderful." "Did you go into the future?" they all wanted to know. "Is time travel possible?" "No, I went into the mirror. And the beings in the mirror, inside the mirror, they wanted to know who I was." They? I'm not sure who they were, but it was all so strange. I saw my life pass before me. I mean, my entire life passed before me. Memories I didn't know I had. And then they said, "Your life has been one of sacrifice and suffering. We will cure you and release you." And then I said, "Will I be able to walk?" And then they said, "Well, you were born without the ability to walk. It's like a person who was born blind. If he had gone blind a minute after he was born, if you had lost the use of your legs a minute after you were born, we would be able to restore his sight in your legs. But because it is in the plan, but because that ability was not in your plans, we cannot restore what you never had. But we know what your mission was, why you're here. We understand your plan. And we feel bad, but there is nothing we can do. But to compensate, we will upgrade your wheelchair and transform it into a battle chair life pod from the Veltion Empire, a race that the Moonrocks had come across in their travels. Oh, and the Moonrocks, they're a life form. All of the minds inside of those rocks, they're on a journey, and and all of the minds on Earth that they came across that were of their that were on their vibration were offered ascension. And they said that I was not at the right vibration, and that Cassandra was at the right vibration, but that her vibration had shifted and it no longer was. So the moon rocks that had formed the mirror were now free to journey on and rejoin the other moon rocks that had journeyed on long ago. "So I'm free?" asked Cassandra. "Yes," said Tully, "we all are." And Cassandra danced a happy dance.